introductions, I'm seeing a variety of responses. Some are very excited to talk, some are talking more than the time allotted, some are talking less than the time allotted, some are very happy to talk, some are not very happy to talk, they are very shy. I want to tell you something, that this moments, when somebody says, tell us something about yourself, or introduce yourself, or why don't you talk? These are moments which you have to grab with both your hands. And you cannot grab it if you're not ready. So you've got to be ready for it. Now, look, you're in this organization, which is a public sector organization. Whether you remain in this organization or join any other organization, these movements will come repeatedly. Either it will come in your interviews, or it will come in your meetings, or it will come when the important client is there standing in front of you. These movements will come. And there are only two things you can do in those moments: either shy away, or say, let me make the most of this opportunity. Now, if you decide to make the most of the opportunity, you can make the most of the opportunity only and only if you are ready for it. You cannot in the moment say, I'm going to go and talk in the meeting and wow everyone. That doesn't happen. You have to practice, you have to anticipate it, you have to prepare, you have to work hard, and then you can grab those opportunities. Okay? So you need this competency which is called as executive presence. Okay, you'll need these competencies. And I'll share with you two stories. Am I audible? Just put a quick Y, all of you, if you can hear me well. Quick Ys, yes. So I'm going to share with you two stories, and then you have to listen to these stories and you have to tell me what is the message. Got it? What is the message I'm trying to give you, or what is it that we all can learn from these two real stories which I'm going to share with you right now? So the first one is when I was called to coach an all India. Okay, let me not spill the beans. Let me tell it to you the other way. I was once coaching a gentleman, okay, and this gentleman was from Chennai, and he was introducing himself to me like this. This was our first meeting. So I am his new coach, and he's the gentleman, and his company had asked me to coach him, and I'm coaching this gentleman. We are meeting for the first time, and he's introducing himself to me like this. Listen to this very carefully. Okay, so I'm going to act exactly the way he introduced himself to me. Listen to this. Hello, sir. My name is Sriram Srinivasan, and I am from Chennai. I've joined this company. I'm working in this company since last 3 years on these important assignments in the financial sector. I am a chartered accountant, CA final, All India first ranker, sir. And since last 1 year, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. Did you hear that? Were you able to hear me well? Put a Y. Put a Y. You heard me. Did you hear what I said? You heard me, but did you pick up the did something I said register? Okay, what did you pick up? What did you pick up about this man? What was so great about this man? Did you pick that up? Most of you are saying chartered accountant, first ranker, but let me repeat what he said a little bit differently. Okay, little bit differently. I'm going to repeat what he said. So first of all, he told me he's a chartered accountant. Okay, wow, that's a new, very nice qualification, isn't it? Sorry, not new, nice qualification. Because I'm told I'm not a chartered accountant, but I'm told that it is extremely difficult to pass in the first attempt. But here is a man who has not only passed in the first attempt, but he has scored a rank. And which rank? An All India rank. Which rank? Not top 100, not top 10, not even top 3. He's absolutely an All India first ranker. First ranker. Now, did you see the talent of this guy and what he was saying? All India CA final first ranker. And it is all India, it is not all Finland where the population is maybe in thousands. We're talking about India, right? Enormous population, and he beats every single other candidate and he comes number one All India gold medalist, first ranker. What an amazing talent. But if he goes and introduces himself like this, the chances are the other person may not even hear what he's saying, because in the yes, most of you are writing monotonous tone. Absolutely right. The key, the fantastic point he's giving is getting lost. And it was only and only because I was a coach and I was listening to every single word the person is saying intently. I caught it and I said, wait. What did you just say? Go back, go back. Are you an all India first ranker? Congratulations, man. How many people are going to do that? No. So if you're giving a presentation, you might be saying some awesome points, but you have to say it in a way it registers. So here is my first tip for you. There's a difference between listening and registering. Okay, a world of difference. Just because I have heard what you're saying doesn't mean I have registered what you're trying to say. So you have to put your point across in a very impactful way. You have to use those pauses, you have to change your tones, you have to highlight those key words so that the other person is able to understand and make notice of what you're trying to say. Me, Meet, I'm happy. You know what Meet has sent? He has sent me a comment privately. So, okay, I will not share it with everyone. But I'm happy about the courage. And I will give you the opportunity. Okay, if I don't, just remind me if I forget. Okay, not now, but we'll come to you. So I hope you all got the message. Okay, what is the message I'm trying to tell you? But before you type your comments, I'm going to tell you one other story. One other story. Okay, remember your task is to find the message which I'm trying to give. Here is another guy who gives me a call one fine day out of the blue. I get a call, and this guy is from some rural village in south of India. He gives me a call and he says, "Sir, I'm without job. Can you please coach me? I've seen your profile. By the way, I have a LinkedIn profile, and in the profile, I've made an announcement that if anyone is without a job, I will coach the person free." So somehow he gets the message and he calls me and he's asking for me to coach him free because he's without a job. And I asked him, "Tell me something about yourself." You know what he says? He's a BTech engineering gold medalist and just finished his internship and he's not getting a job. And I'm talking about some 2018 or something, recently, before Corona. I'm thinking, how is it possible for a gold medalist to not get a job? How is it possible in India? Okay, gold medalist, fresher, not getting a job. That's impossible. So I asked him, please, sir, can you send me your CV? And he sends me his CV, and his CV is looking like every other CV, 2 pages, all text. And on page number 2, somewhere at the end, he mentions BTech Engineering Gold Medalist. He has mentioned it in the CV. So I am amused and I call him and I ask him, this gold medalist thing that you have written, the gold medal that you have won, is it an actual physical gold medal or are you just using a metaphor? He said, no, sir, it's an actual real gold medal. So then I begged with him. I told him, why don't you take a picture, a photograph of that medal and put it on your front page, not on the second page. So he puts the photo of the gold medal on page number 1. Immediately he gets a job. Immediately. Because for a fresher, it's easy, right? So organizations who have vacancies for freshers, what do they look at? Somebody who has scored well and he's a gold medal, so he gets the job. But what happened is that in the CV, earlier CV, he had mentioned it, but nobody read it. Because imagine the pile of CVs lying on the recruiter's table, thousands of CVs and applications lying like this, and somewhere one of his CV where he has mentioned he is a gold medalist. How do you expect the recruiter to read it? So I'm going to pause now. I've told you 2 stories. One about how the All India CA final introduced himself, and the other about the BTech gold medalist. These are real stories. This happened with me. I want to ask you now, what is the message?
So the story one has the message that whatever we are best at, so it must be crisp and clear and must be highlighted in its each segment. And the second story is, highlights that the qualities that we add on, it must be kept at front and must be liked. Both the stories have this thing in common, that the best things should come first and must be presented with articulation. So this
Very
is
good.
my submission.
Anyone else?
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing the two unique stories, sir. From the stories, what I understood was that you should be able to present what is the most unique thing about you. Sometimes people do not realize that what is the most unique part of his profile. So they try to push it backward and present the work experience and everything. But the most important thing in front of the interviewer is to present what is the most, like my colleague Mr. Pinto said, that you have to express and you have to tell the USP of your profile, so that the interviewer is very clear that he has the person he is looking for.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for sharing such a real-time scenario story which happened to you, and this was a really important message which you have shared. What I came to perceive with the two stories which I have talked about was the very first one that we should be uh, saying things in a right tone with a right pause. Make sure that the things are registered, but not only listened by the listener.
Wonderful comments from all of you and everyone. You've got the essence. Okay, I'm really happy about it. You got the essence, because otherwise you might be missing out on opportunities, not just in interviews but in meetings. Say your senior person is sitting there, and you have an opportunity to make a good impression in front of the senior. And if you don't keep these things in mind, you might think that, oh, I have said so, so he must have registered. No, there's a difference between him hearing and registering. So please keep this in mind. Just because you say so, it doesn't mean that the other person has registered what you're trying to say. Okay, always keep this in mind. They may have heard you, but did they register? That is the key. Similarly, when you're writing an email or you're sending a message, think about your key points. Are they getting lost in the ocean of other words? Like the gold medal, even though it was written very clearly in the CV, nobody read it. So your key points should not be getting lost. And this is just an initiation into the competency called as executive presence. Okay, this is not an executive presence training program, but you will need to build this competency if you want to make a mark, make your presence felt in the corporate world. And therefore, I'm saying you need executive presence. And what is executive presence? It is a combination of these 4 or 5 things. All right, if you want, you can make notes. I'll just quickly tell you these 4 or 5 things. Number one, you need confidence. Because if you don't have confidence about yourself, when you're presenting an idea, if you don't have the confidence, how will the other person have confidence in your idea? So you need confidence. Okay, number one. Number two, you need delivery skills. Just pure confidence without delivery content skills is courage. And just because you're courageous doesn't mean that you'll be able to convince the other guy. So you need confidence, you also need the delivery skills. How are you delivering your message? That skill you will need, and you need to build it up. Number three, you will need listening skills. So you cannot be just talking. You also need to understand what is the other person wanting, what are the priorities of the other person, what are the tensions, the stresses of the other person. You should be listening to this. So you need listening skills. And lastly, you need authenticity. You cannot be manipulating the people. Okay, no manipulation. If you manipulate, they know they can catch you. They can catch you just like that. Because all of human beings have this ability to read the other person's mind. There is a research which says by an average of 20% accuracy. Isn't that scary? I'm repeating what I just said. There is a research which has shown to us that all average human being can read each other's minds with a 20% accuracy. Which means if you're trying to make a fool of me, I will sense it. So this ability, you felt, oh, I have this ability, I can read the other person. Everyone has that ability, okay? And I think I personally believe women have this more. Maybe the percentage is 25% in case of women. There's no research about that, but that's my personal belief. 20% on an average, all human beings, yes. So no manipulation, it will not work. It will go against you, because if you're trying to make a fool of the other person, the person will catch it, make an impression about you, and register this person not to be trusted. So don't try to manipulate anyone. Be authentic, be honest, demonstrate integrity, sincerity, commitment, dedication. This is what I mean by authenticity. And one last thing on how you can build your executive presence. You will also need emotional intelligence. It's a big topic, and I'm sure HPCL will send you to a training on this some point of time. So all this comes together: your emotional intelligence, authenticity, listening skills, delivery skills, confidence, and then you have executive presence. And it's a work in progress. Okay, it's a work in progress. The more you practice, the more skilled you will become. So my suggestion to you is, don't just talk, don't just present. Grab the opportunities with both hands and make your presence felt. So I'm going to give you that opportunity right now. What we'll do is, I'll ask you. Okay, so we are almost
Thank you.
at the end of this little conversation. Those of you who missed out today because you didn't volunteer fast enough, don't worry. I personally don't believe that opportunity comes only once, it comes, but I believe that you have to be ready for it. Okay, and when the opportunity comes, you have to grab it. You cannot just be in the sideline, because if you stay invisible, if you stay behind, you will remain behind. So my request is, be ready, practice, 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 and that will develop your competency and you can grab the opportunity. One last thing which I want to share with you before we close is, and this is going to be my, you can say, as a parting gift. Okay, have a look at this little chart that you see, or you're seeing on your screen. And these are the hierarchy of the defense forces: the Indian Army, the Indian Navy, the Indian Air Force. The designations, the titles at the top are the senior most people, and the designations at the bottom are the junior most people. So you will see that the Army, Navy, Air Force, all of them have their own various hierarchical levels, like you will have in HPCL. So you are right now officer, there may be senior officers, there may be general managers, there may be vice presidents, there must be directors, executive directors. You have levels in HPCL, right? So the Air Force also has a hierarchy in their organization. And I want to leave you with a thought, you know, and I know all of you, because I've seen you today. I believe that all of you have greatness within you. All that you need is some support, the right environment, and the opportunity for the greatness to come out, right? I know all of you have it in you, but perhaps it's dormant right now. Let's look at what happened to this one man. And do you know who the most respected Indian was in 2019? Just take a guess, and I have already given you a clue. Okay. So I want to ask you a question. Do you know who the most respected Indian was in 2019? Most respected Indian in 2019. Anyone knows? Take a guess. You don't have to be right.
Wing Commander Abhinandan.
Absolutely right. Wing Commander Abhinandan was the most respected Indian in 2019. Okay. And by the way, this is Abhinandan. This is Abhinandan. This question is for those who are not from the defense forces. I mean, who does not have a family or a relative in the defense forces. This question is for them. And the question is, name any three Army, Navy, or Air Force people you know by their names. Three. Write it down. And I'm asking this question. So if you have friends and families in the defense forces, then you will know. But those, I mean, the common man, name any three people from the defense forces. Look at what I'm getting. I'm getting at most one name per person or two names per person, and people are struggling to give me three names. Now let me ask you another question. Okay, name. Well done, Jyoti. Well done, Jyoti. Okay, now I'm going to ask you another question. Name 10 sports people. 10 sports people. Easy, right? 10 politicians. Easy. 10 cinema stars. Easy. But three defense people, you really have to struggle. So how is this wing commander, who is so very low in the hierarchy, there are so many senior more people over him, right? So how is this one junior guy turning out to be the most respected Indian? How is he grabbing so much respect from India? Well, there are a lot of media coverage for other defense people also, right? There is the one who has been captured by Pakistan. There is a lot of, what's his name, Sarabjit. There are so many other defense people who have media coverage. But how is this one wing commander earning respect? And I want to tell you the secret right now, and I want you to start thinking about it. And listen to the keyword. The keyword here is extraordinary. This guy is extraordinary. Why is he extraordinary? I'll give you three reasons. Number one, he was flying a MiG-21 and he shoots down an F-16, right? And that is akin to driving a Honda City car and racing against a Ferrari and winning. It's unbelievable because the MiG-21 is a very old aircraft. The F-16 is so fast compared to the MiG-21. Shooting down the F-16 in midair is almost impossible. Abhinandan does it. So, which talks about his fantastic competency, his training, his skill. His skill levels are extraordinarily high. Okay, that is number one. Number two reason, he was tortured and he was let go after a torture. How did you see him walk? He walked like a lion, even though he was tortured the previous night. I think that is extraordinary. Extraordinary courage. Reason number two. Reason number three, I think everything about this man is extraordinary. Look at his mustache. Even his mustache is extraordinary. The third reason is on a lighter note. But I think this man has extraordinary skills and extraordinary courage. And the message which I'm trying to give you, folks, is there are a lot of excellent people out there. A lot of excellent people out there. But don't stop yourself at excellent work. Don't settle for excellent. Go for extraordinary. Aim for extraordinary. Grow your competence. Do an extraordinary job in HPCL or wherever you are and see your respect climb up like Abhinandan's. On that note, I want to wish you a very successful careers in Hindustan Petroleum. You will face challenges, of course, like any other organization, but I wish you lots of success. All the very best. That's it from me. Good luck.